my voice was recorded. It sounds awful.
I think everybody does though, don't they?
So what do you do on YouTube?
So mine's more sort of gardening type
Okay.
channel, but Kirsten is vintage and antiques, all that sort of stuff. So how long have you been doing the drone thing then?
About 5 years I think now. It works really well because obviously it means that I can come out and do this.
Yeah.
While Andrew wanna
Make a good video if you did.
Yeah, wouldn't it just? I crashed into my leg, doesn't count. They can carry on working, you see.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. My best mate's a surveyor and he uses them all the time
Does
now
he?
as well, yeah.
I'm surprised more surveyors don't, actually. There's a lot that don't seem to. And I think they should.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes sense.
So that lead, I would say, is probably the original lead.
Yes. Where are we going? Are you going to just stand in front of my feet again? Go on. Okay, so it's Friday morning. Just had Lim Roofing, Lincolnshire roofing firm, come to work out what the problem is. We've got a slight leak in one of the bedrooms and it is from that chimney up there. So either the leading needs replacing or I've got a price to take the whole chimney down because we don't need it. It's not used. And I'm pushing for that really because potentially even if we get the leading sorted, it might give us problems in 10 years time, 5 years time, whatever. So if we get rid of the whole chimney, it might be best that way. So yeah, so they put a drone up and they're going to report back to me. So yeah, that was interesting this morning. Now I have got a big decision to do. So do I just crack on with normal jobs, which I can just do over the next few months, or do we do the big job, which is making this compost area? We really need a compost area so that we can start making our own compost. I think I'm going to go ahead and start that today, make the most of the beautiful weather. It's going to go there 3 bays, metre squared, a metre cubed. And this eventually will all be part of the kitchen garden. So this is where I've been storing the wood. About 180 quid's worth. Actually slightly less because I bought some hinges for a gate as well. So yeah, 170 quid's worth of wood. It's all treated. We've got some, are they 2 metre posts? 2 and a bit metre posts, 2 and 2.4 or something. And then we've got 20 odd sheets of this 6x1. And then we've got some 1x1s for the front section, which I'll explain where we use those later. So yeah, first job, get all this to the back garden. Are you helping? Come on in. Let's go and get another one. Right, so all set up. I've brought so much of the wood, but not all of it. It's quite heavy. Cup of coffee, most importantly. And now I've got to work out exactly where it's going. So I want the fruit cage over there. We put those 2 fruit bushes in last week. So I need a path to be able to cut the hedge, get a wheelbarrow down to the gate in the corner there. It's going to be about 3 metres, so if we were to start here, where would it be? 1, 2, 3. So it'd be about there. That looks about right to me, I think. First 2 posts are in, not concreted in, just put into soil just about 20 centimetres deep. You can have this freestanding because it's heavy enough to not move anyway, but I'm just dropping it 20 centimetres just for a bit more stability because of the winds around here. So I'm going to build up the back on there and then put another post in, do the same, and then another post, do the same. We'll get all the back in and then we'll work on the sides. All right, it's about 4 o'clock. My parents came round, so I took about an hour or so off this afternoon, but still managed to do pretty well today, I reckon. It's all pretty solid. I have got, I don't know, about another 18 of those slats to cut tomorrow, and then I've got to decide how I'm going to do the front. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I'll work that out as I'm going along. But basically that will produce 3 bays, metre cubed, and it's about the right size. For this size garden, you need that kind of capacity to make the compost. So yeah, happy with that, and I shall crack on again tomorrow. It's been an absolute gorgeous day. Beautiful all day. And job just about finished. I say just about because I ran out of wood to do the fronts. The reason I ran out of wood was I decided to double wall the side bits and the end bits so that we've got a bit of air circulation rather than it just being all compacted and compost sort of leaning on both sides of it. So yeah, really happy with it. So I'm just going to build up another 1 ring on there, another 4 on there, and then I've got to put the full 5 in that one. So I need about another 4 pieces of 6x1, but I am delighted with that. It's really solid, exactly what I need, and it all went smoothly. Sort of did about 3 hours yesterday, about 4 hours today, all finished off. And eventually, although it's on view at the moment, I mean, it doesn't look bad anyway, it's on view at the moment, but as I say, this is all going to be working part of the garden, kitchen garden, from that picket fence. There's going to be loads of stuff in front of it, beans and a big vegetable patch and the fruit cage, so it'll get lost within that section of the garden. But yeah, job well done. I'm now going to pour myself a beer and go and watch the football. So it's Sunday afternoon. Had a good trip to a car boot this morning and treated ourselves to another pot. It's decent size again, and that was £2. So yeah, happy with that. I've just cut a bit of hedging, so going to go and collect that now and add some of it to the new compost bin. I won't be adding all of it because there is the tiny little bit of leylandii that we've got, which isn't great to add to compost. It doesn't really break down very well. So yeah, I'm going to go and collect that up and then actually christen the compost bin. I just started clearing up that hedging and started pissing it out. So yeah, that wasn't expected. It's been raining for the last 2 hours. So anyway, looks like it's just about stopped. It's half time at the football, so I thought I'd come out and do a job. I've decided against putting up just a piece of marine ply to keep the rabbits out in the night time. I'm going to put a little gate on there instead. So all that work I did on putting those brackets on was probably pointless. I found a bit of old picket fencing, and I'm going to try and adapt it to make it into a little gate. So I got some hinges yesterday. So yeah, we're going to cut that down, make it into a gate, put a bit of rabbit proofing on the bottom so that they can't sneak through, and see how that goes. Such a miserable afternoon now, really is. It never said this on the forecast. I looked at it a couple of days ago and it said basically we're guaranteed decent weather, 5% chance of rain for virtually all week. And yeah, all of a sudden disappears. Anyway, so I put the gate hinges on. We now need to, it's getting darker, that door's shutting. We now need to lop off sort of about 8 inches off here. And then I might still need to cut it back again, but that will make it more manageable to put into situ and see where we go from there. Swallowed a fly then. Right. It's starting to look a bit more like a little gate now. So now we'll measure that up. We'll take down that other bracket that I'd made, and then we'll hang these and then see how much more we have to lop off. Right, that's done. So as I say, I'm going to chicken wire the bottom so nothing can get through there. I've still got to fill in gaps there and at the bottom there. I've not got a latch, so I've just bent a bit of wire with that, just order that, and that should arrive tomorrow. So yeah, that is just from an old bit of picket fencing, and that'll do nicely. That will help in the fight against the rabbits getting into the kitchen garden for next spring. They're off. So this has just arrived. Tough Master Garden Shredder. It was 120, 130 quid, something like that. We'll see if it's any good. Could have gone for a much more expensive one, but I think this should do the job. Anyway, let's see. So I've done half an hour of shredding and it's pretty good. So some of this was already in, but this stuff is what it shreds down to, and that is spot on for the compost bin. That will rot down fairly quickly, I would have thought. It takes everything that I've got here. 45mm is the biggest diameter of cutting that it'll take, and there's nothing more than that here. It's taking that as well. It's got one of these sort of dabbers that you put stuff in, and then you sort of push it down for the smaller stuff. The bigger stuff just sorts itself out. So yeah, happy with that. It's knackering, and it's very, very noisy. So yeah, I won't be doing like hours and hours of it all in one go, and I have got quite a bit to do because I'll put a lot of this stuff through it. Not that, but certainly that, maybe that sort of size. But yeah, it's a good addition to the garden, and it'll give me some decent mulch. So I've had a good sort out, done some shredding to stick onto the compost, and then some of the stuff that was just too thick and too woody has gone into there, so I've had a fire for the last hour or so. Still trying to keep that going to get as much of this out of the way as possible. I've had another order of wood arrived this morning, so for the second composting area and the third composting area, basically I'm going to use the same amount of wood I've done for the main one for the other two. So that's all arrived, and I've been also able to finish off the main composting area. I had a few slats to do on the front, and just there where there's that sort of wire leaf mulch holder, all of this area will be for leaf mulch. So we'll kit it out a similar sort of style bin to the main one, and that'll be for, we'll have a hell of a lot of leaves in a couple of weeks time, so if I can get that done, that'll be brilliant. And then there's one more area at the moment which I've just been using just for like a compost pile, stuff that I haven't really processed yet, but it's been rotting down slowly, and that's in the corner of the garden. Oh, by the way, I finished that, I got the latch for the fence, for the gate, so that's now done. That is the finished main composting area, and this will be the third area that we're going to use for composting. Probably bigger, longer term stuff here, which will take a bit longer to rot down. We've just been slamming it there until I've made the initial one. So I've still got to process a lot of that. Some of that will go into the composting area now. I'll clear this, and then I'm going to make either 2 bays or 1 big bay just underneath the walnut tree, and that should suffice. We've also been working on the main border a bit more. You won't be able to see loads of improvement, but you can see it's a lot more cleared. A lot more. Big shrub there, that was sort of first 6-7 foot was all wood. There are some sort of set seedlings that have come up, so I may try and encourage those if I can get that grass out to the bottom. But this is what we want. We want to see what we've got, repair holes in the rabbit proofing like that. He's obviously had an attempt at it, but yeah, I still think we can get through there. I can see that we can get through in that corner. So we will work on that this autumn and winter whilst it's so bare, and then really build it up in the spring. And also start hopefully producing some of our own compost to improve the soil, but also buy some in as well initially. Still a lot to do. That's got to go. Yeah, a hell of a lot is still to go, but we are getting there. It's definitely improving. We're happy with what progress we've made so far. This has been starting to be cut out. We think we're getting rid of the pampas, but God knows when. That'll be a big job, digging that all out. And we still think we're going to get rid of the big conifer, although I've cut it down to a more manageable tree now. That'll stay, definitely. Variegated euonymus. Obviously the walnut will stay. The rose we're going to give 1 more year to and see what that comes back as next year. Field maple, that's a nice tree, that will definitely be staying as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. I'll go and have a sit down and a drink in a second and just wind this up. It's Kirsten. She's worked really hard today, and we've been under a lot of stress. We've got a small flat to sell down in Devon, and we have been messed around by solicitors and agents and the management company for the flat. It is horrendous. I won't go into it too much, but if there's anything that they could possibly, I'm going to try and keep my language okay, mess up, let's say, they have done, and they cause us stress all the time. Started again about 2 weeks ago, when they've sent contracts to our old Devon address, although we told them so many times otherwise, and then it's just continued from there, and now we're under massive time pressure because the poor old buyer, she's bought the flat for her son to start Exeter University, and it doesn't look like it's going to be ready in time, and it might all fall through, and it's all because of solicitors. But will they ever accept that they've done anything wrong? No. So yeah, we've both been under a lot of stress, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting some sort of completion on this, even if it fell through and we decided to do something else with it. But yeah, I will not be going into property ever again. So that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. It's been a positive week on the garden. We've got a lot done, but as I said before, it's been also a very stressful week. I might be a bit more than a week this time in getting the next vlog out, because there is stuff to sort. There are basically solicitors and agents and management companies to sort, and it looks like I might even have to have a trip down to Devon, which I really don't want to do, but if it needs be, I will have to go and sort it out myself. Got a few options on what we can do if this all falls through. But anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, please subscribe. It all helps, and yeah, see you sometime next week, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. But yeah, take care. Bye bye.